It's also the seat that you want to avoid because there is no window. Hi, how are you?
Cambodia is booming. The economy is growing in record pace and they're becoming the new Thailand. But unlike its neighbors, who are known to operate world-class airlines, whether it is Singapore Airlines, Thai Airways, Malaysia Airlines, or even Vietnam Airlines, all carriers in Cambodia suck. But why does the country lack a national airline? And is there hope? That's what we're trying to figure out today, flying Cambodia Airways. If you're new to the channel, my name is Josh Cahill, a multi-award winning aviation YouTuber with over 500 million views, and I love to hold airlines accountable for the promises they make. My favorite hobby? Featuring unique airlines from all over the world. I organized Afghanistan's first all-female flight, and I'm also proudly banned from Qatar Airways. Today's journey starts in Phnom Penh, the bustling capital of Cambodia, and home to 2.5 million people. Cambodia is located in Southeast Asia and probably the least popular destination of travelers that visit the region. The country experienced a brutal civil war for over a decade, but since has recovered, and currently the country's economy is booming with a 5% yearly growth of GDP. It's also home to the world-famous Angkor Wat Temple, and with over 3 million visitors, one of the most popular attractions on Earth. But there is a problem. With all these great numbers, Cambodia's aviation sector is a complete mess, and tourists rely on other carriers to visit the country. So let's head to the airport to dive deeper into Cambodia's aviation sector.
And here we are at the old airport. From my understanding, this one is closing down this year, and the new one, Techo International Airport, which is roughly located 30 kilometers from the city, is going into operation in 2025. And one thing that I want to say before we check in, Cambodia and the Cambodian people are some of the nicest and kindest I have ever met. So if you travel to Southeast Asia, make sure you include Cambodia in your travel plans. Now let's check in.
But before we check in, let's quickly talk about the new Techo International Airport that is supposed to open this year. It is an absolute mega project, and it will be the 9th largest airport in the world. It will replace the current airport and open a new chapter of Cambodia's aviation sector. And of course, it was partially funded and built by the Chinese. The airport is set to handle roughly 50 million passengers a year, though this is a little bit ambitious given that in 2024 the country welcomed around 5.5 million tourists only.
Hi, how are you? Is the flight full today?
A bit.
A bit.
Nearly.
Nearly. Yeah. All right.
Boarding gate number 20, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Cambodia has currently 3 airlines. One of them is Cambodia Airways. That's the one we are flying today. They were founded in 2007 and have a small fleet of just 5 planes. Of all the 3 airlines in the country, whether it's Air Cambodia or Sky Angkor Airlines, none of them possesses a wide-body plane. In fact, Cambodia doesn't even feature a single intercontinental flight. Given the massive potential and its location, establishing a proper national airline with wide-body planes and a new international airport, this could be a massive success, connecting East Asia and Australia with Europe. To say it without filter, the government would be extremely stupid to not have thought of this when planning the new airport. My flight today is taking me from Phnom Penh to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. The flight was quite cheap and cost me only $100. The airline operates 5 second-hand Airbus A220s and 319s. The one I'm flying today is 16 years old and used to fly with Hamburg International Airlines and later with good old Air Berlin. Later the plane was flying in Tunisia with Skyfax Airlines before joining Cambodia Airways in 2018. So let's get on board.
So here we are, boarding Cambodia Airways Airbus A319. Hi, how are you? Thank you.
And here we are, welcome on board Cambodia Airways. The plane comes in a simple economy class only configuration with 150 seats in total. You can tell that the cabin interior hasn't been updated in many years.
Oh, the no window row. That's alright. So guys, and here we are, welcome on board Cambodia Airways 27A is the seat that I got, and it's also the seat that you want to avoid because there is no window. Interestingly, as a quarter German, I didn't know that this plane used to fly with Hamburg International, never heard of that airline, and then with Air Berlin, and now it is here with Cambodia Airways. It's like 15 years old, but first impression, crew's really lovely, seats are alright. I mean, the padding is nice, that's the advantage of those old birds, but the being crammed here in the very back, well, could have been better. Let's at least hope that the row stays free in the back. There will be some compensation.
But before we take off, why does Cambodia not have a proper national airline? Well, from 1956 until 2001, Royal Air Cambodge was the official flag carrier. However, they never really had a big fleet or intercontinental flights. In fact, it was losing millions of dollars every year and eventually shut down. As of now, Air Cambodia acts as the official flag carrier, but even they seem to have no ambitions to expand their network beyond regional destinations. They have a small fleet of just 5 planes, and half of them are actually turboprops. It's quite an embarrassing affair, and I would love the country to purchase a couple of Airbus A330-800 Neos and establish a proper airline, just as all the other neighbors did. You got the airport, you have the numbers, nothing is stopping you anymore. No excuses. A few minutes into the flight, the airline started service. A bottle of water and a sad-looking muffin is all I got. But now the really bizarre part started. So instead of ditching the ridiculous service, the airline could focus on either a proper meal service or introduce a buy on board service, additional to the sad muffin. Instead, the airline started to try to sell some weird-looking Chinese tableware. And instead of rushing through the cabin, they asked every passenger personally if they wanted to buy this crap. I found that very bizarre, and guess what? Nobody wanted to buy that shit. The rest of the flight was really uneventful, but the limited seats pitch and the old chairs are very uncomfortable, even on a short 2-hour hop. And my general experience tells me that this airline has zero ambitions to go anywhere in life. It was just very dull and nowhere near any of the Southeast Asian airlines that are known for their amazing service.
My bag made it. I'm always afraid when you fly with little niche airlines like Cambodian Airways, where they have a very limited network, and then they lose my bag, and in 2 days I'll go back to Europe. How would they ever manage to get my bag where I need it to be? I hope it's never going to happen though. So guys, and here we are. Welcome to Putrajaya here in Malaysia. What are we going to make of Cambodia Airways? It's an airline with no concept. There's so many things that didn't make sense to me, especially like, so part of the meal service is a muffin and a water. And then right after, they're trying to sell Chinese tableware, but in a way where they literally went to everyone and put it in front of their nose and they were like, do you want to? Because usually when you're a cabin crew, like selling duty free is the most uncomfortable part of their job. So usually you rush through the galley, from galley to galley, through the aisle, making sure nobody wants to buy anything, to just tick that off their list unless they get a commission. But crew usually doesn't like it. And there they were obviously instructed to go and offer this really ugly Chinese tableware. I have no idea why. So, I mean, what are you? Are you full service airline? Are you a budget airline? Do you want to make money? Why not sell food, beverages, actually making some profit? Like that had made no sense to me. So somebody at Cambodia Airways, if you're watching, can you explain to me why you're doing this? Yeah, but other than that, solid short flight, paid $150 US. So for what I got, it was pretty alright. But yeah, beautiful country, Cambodia. Like that is something that I will remember. The huge smiles and the kindness of the people. That is something that I kind of reminded me of coming to Southeast Asia like 15 years ago. I think it was the first time when everyone was still friendly. I mean, they're still very friendly, but back then when you were a foreigner, it wasn't that common. So that's something I really liked. Anyways, this is it, guys. For some extra perks, such as joining my WhatsApp group, early access to my videos, your Cahill keyring. Look at this, how cool it looks on your carry-on, and many other perks. Check out the link in the description box below. A lot of people also ask me about this stuff, like the gear I use to record my videos. You can find that link also in the description box below, because I just got a new DJI Action Osmo camera. Amazing. Very happy with it. This is it. I am going to get something to eat now, and I sure see you guys next week.